Hello everybody, thank you for joining me for my 2023 Oscar predictions video. I'm going to be trying to predict the winners for the Academy Awards coming up on Sunday. And I think it's going to be a lot tougher than last year. I did pretty well last year. I think I only missed 2 categories. I don't see that happening again. There's 23 categories total. If I get 18, I will be very happy, as there's a lot of tough categories to pick between 2 and in a few cases even 3 films, but it's just for fun, and I thought I would see how I do this year. So I have a list of nominees up here next to me. We're going to start with Best Sound, where our nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun: Maverick. I expect Top Gun: Maverick to win this award. It may be the only award it wins, or it may win one other one. I'll get into that later. But All Quiet on the Western Front, I believe is in second place and could easily win here. But I am going to go with Top Gun: Maverick. As I go up to the next category here, we have Best Original Score, and we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. A lot of people think Babylon's going to win here, but I'm going with All Quiet on the Western Front, which won the BAFTA in this category. There hasn't really been a strong consensus on this category, and because All Quiet on the Western Front is a Best Picture nominee and Babylon is not, I'm going with that. But Babylon could win here. I wouldn't be shocked. I think there's also an outside shot for The Fabelmans, which is music by John Williams, the legendary composer, and he hasn't won in quite a few years, so that's possible. But I'm going for the slight upset here with All Quiet on the Western Front, but we will see what happens. Next category is Best Makeup and Hairstyling. We have All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale. If it were up to me, The Batman should probably win this category, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is between Elvis and The Whale, and more than likely whoever wins Best Actor will win Best Makeup. But I'm going to go with Elvis, even though I'm predicting something for Best Actor later, which I know makes no sense. But I just feel like Elvis is the safer choice here than The Whale makeup, which there was a little bit of controversy with that. So I will go with Elvis. But again, I think it could go either way. So for live action short, we have An Irish Goodbye, Ivalu, Le Pupille, Night Ride, and The Red Suitcase. I hope I pronounced all those correctly. I'm sure I didn't, but this is really probably between An Irish Goodbye, which won the BAFTA, and La Pupille. And I'm going to go with La Pupille because Alfonso Cuarón's name is behind it, and I think that will be enough for it to edge out An Irish Goodbye. But again, as I've said, a lot of categories could really go either way. For Best Costume Design, we have Babylon, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. This is probably one of the 2 toughest categories to predict. Anything could happen here because, as I always say, Best Costume Design, it really doesn't matter how many nominations you have. They will just vote for the costumes they like the best. So something like Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, which only has this 1 nomination, could actually win, but I am going to go with Elvis. Catherine Martin has won before, and I think she'll win here. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is also a very strong contender. The first Black Panther won in this category, but I think because of that, they will go a different route and go with Elvis. But really, anything could win here. This is always a tough category to predict, and there are very often surprises. For Best Animated Short Film, we have The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, The Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, My Year of Dicks, and An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake, and I Think I Believe It. Probably the most interesting titles in this category. And I'm actually going with Ice Merchants, which not many people are predicting, and even though I haven't seen any of the animated short films, it's the one that I've heard the most good things about, and sometimes that wins in this category. The favorite seems to be The Boy, the Fox, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, but that's not the kind of short that usually wins, but it could just because it has a cool name. So we'll see what happens, but I've had Ice Merchants since the nominations came out, and I'm sticking with that for a big upset. But again, we'll see what happens. We'll see if my gut feelings are good on that one or not. So for Best Animated Feature Film, we have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. It's going to be Pinocchio. It's won the Best Animated Film Award pretty much everywhere, and it's got Del Toro's name behind it, yeah. One of the easier categories to predict. I'd be actually a little bit surprised if it was anything else. For Best Visual Effects, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick. And it's going to be Avatar. It'll be the only award it wins, but it's been winning everywhere. Maybe the biggest lock of the night. Yeah, Avatar: The Way of Water will win Best Visual Effects. I would be absolutely shocked if anything else won here. So that means it'll probably happen. For Best Production Design, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans. Now, I talked a little bit about Babylon earlier not being a Best Picture nominee, but that doesn't always matter in this category, and it's been sweeping production design awards everywhere. I did not see Babylon, but I did see some, a couple clips, and the production design looks really impressive. So, pretty sure Babylon will win here. If there's a spoiler, it could be Elvis, but I think this will be Babylon. For Best Song, probably my least favorite category at the Oscars, also very hard to predict. So we have Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Hold My Hand from Top Gun: Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Naatu from RRR, and This Is the Life from Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Now, Naatu seems to be the favorite here, which I'm a little skeptical of, and it's a little weird because, again, it's the only nomination for the film. It could still win. It doesn't always matter in Best Song, but you have songs from Top Gun and Black Panther, which were more popular movies. I think either one of those could win, but I will just go with Naatu because I'm picking a lot of other upsets, so I'll go with the favorite here. But definitely look for a surprise here. There could definitely be a big surprise, but I will go with Naatu from RRR. Okay, for Best International Feature Film, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Argentina 1985, Close, EO, and The Quiet Girl, and I'm going with All Quiet on the Western Front because it was a really good movie and because it's also nominated for a lot of other awards, which means it should win Best International Feature Film. That one should be pretty straightforward. Oh, Best Film Editing. This category is giving me some problems. So we have The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun: Maverick. Now, logic would probably say to go with Everything Everywhere All at Once here. It's been doing well at some of the other award shows in this category. It's also probably going to win Best Picture, which I'll get to later. But I'm a little skeptical for a couple of reasons. Number one, Everything Everywhere doesn't have a sound nomination, which you often need at least a nomination there to win editing, and it was one of the few categories it missed in, which is a little weird. Also, Top Gun: Maverick is just the kind of movie that the Oscars go with more in this category. Action movies often do well in editing, and I am going with Top Gun: Maverick. So to go along with its sound win to win editing, it just makes sense to me. Everything Everywhere could easily win, and I could miss this one. But I've had Top Gun the whole way, and I'm going to stick with it, and I'll probably be sorry. For Best Documentary Short, we have The Elephant Whisperers, Haul Out, How Do You Measure a Year, The Martha Mitchell Effect, and Stranger at the Gate. I think three of these have a chance, being The Elephant Whisperers, How Do You Measure a Year, and Stranger at the Gate. And I am going with Stranger at the Gate, just because why not? Really, these short categories are very tough to call. If I get two of the three correct, I will be happy. Documentary feature, we have All That Breathes, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, A House Made of Splinters, and Navalny. Again, I think there's three that actually have a legitimate chance to win, which is kind of unusual, actually. Usually I feel like it's between two, but All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, and Navalny have all been splitting awards. I'm going to go with Navalny because I think it's the most likely to win, but if any of the three won, I would not be surprised. For cinematography, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar. I'm thinking All Quiet on the Western Front will win this award. It seems the most likely. There's definitely a chance for Elvis or Tar in kind of a minor upset. It wouldn't be a major upset, but I will go with All Quiet because it seems like the biggest spectacle and the kind of movie they usually award. Cinematography too, but another category that could definitely go in a couple different directions. So yeah, these tech categories are really hard to predict this year. Definitely tough. All right, so now we're into what are considered the bigger above the line awards. For original screenplay, we have The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. Banshees of Inisherin has a small outside shot. That would be my personal pick, but I do believe Everything Everywhere All at Once will win this award. It's really between those two, though. For adapted screenplay, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, and Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. I suspect that Women Talking will win this award, although again, I do think there's an outside shot for All Quiet on the Western Front. The thing that turns me off from that is they usually don't go with war movies in the writing categories. They're usually considered more, of directing and technical achievements than writing. So I think Women Talking will take this, but All Quiet does have a lot more nominations overall, so it could win, but Women Talking seems like the more writer-friendly movie, and I will go with that. Again, though, there hasn't really been a big consensus in this category at other shows, so it's a tough one to pick. Best Supporting Actress, the other category that's been driving me crazy. We have Angela Bassett for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And there's been no consensus on this category throughout most of the year. I really believe that 4 of these actresses have a chance. Hong Chow for The Whale, the nomination's probably the reward. Stephanie Hsu's kind of an outside chance, but I think Jamie Lee Curtis's chances are better for Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I feel like there could be some vote splitting between her and Stephanie Hsu since they're in the same movie. I also feel like Jamie Lee Curtis and Angela Bassett could vote split because they're both kind of like the veterans that have never won before. Plus, I loved Carrie Condon in The Banshees of Inisherin, and she did win the BAFTA. It's really a wide open race, but I'm going with Carrie Condon as kind of, because it kind of makes sense and also because it's my personal choice. But yeah, almost anything could happen in supporting actress this year. Very tough category. Best Supporting Actor is much easier. So we have Brendan Gleeson in The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry in Causeway, Judd Hirsch in The Fablemans, Barry Keoghan in The Banshees of Inisherin, and Ke Huy Quan in Everything Everywhere All at Once. The winner will be Ke Huy Quan. I would be absolutely shocked if he doesn't win, and he also deserves it. He was great in that movie, so I will move on. For Best Lead Actress, we have Cate Blanchett in Tar, Ana de Armas in Blonde, Andrea Riseborough in To Leslie, Michelle Williams in The Fablemans, and Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is really such a close two-way battle between Cate Blanchett and Michelle Yeoh. And I think the popularity of Everything Everywhere All at Once, if it does as well as I think it will, I think will give Michelle Yeoh the edge. Plus, she's never won before and Cate Blanchett has. That doesn't always mean anything, but I think the slight advantage is to Michelle Yeoh. But again, it could go either way. Best Actor, another two-way battle. So we have Austin Butler in Elvis, Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser in The Whale, Paul Mescal in Aftersun, and Bill Nighy in Living. And this is really a big battle between Butler and Fraser. All the signs point to Butler winning. He's playing a real-life person. His film is nominated for Best Picture, and it just seems like Elvis is more popular than The Whale. But there's a few things working against him as well. He would be pretty young for a Best Actor winner. He would be one of the younger ones. Also, he doesn't have the comeback narrative that Brendan Fraser has. I'm going with Brendan Fraser. It's really a 50-50 coin toss. I've just had him predicted since the award season started, and I'm just sticking with it because usually when I change, it messes me up. But again, Austin Butler could definitely win, and it would make sense. But I'm going with Brendan Fraser. Best Director, this is a pretty easy one, or it should be. We have Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. We have Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Steven Spielberg for The Fablemans. Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. And this really should be Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think it's going to win Best Picture, Best Actress, and Best Screenplay. So it should win Best Director as well. I guess if I wanted to pick like an upset, it would be Steven Spielberg for The Fablemans. who could be a sentimental choice, but it just seems like The Fabelmans has kind of lost momentum. I did see it. I thought it was a good movie, but not like great or anything. But I think Everything Everywhere All at Once will be the winner here, and I'd be a little bit surprised if it was anything else. And then Best Picture, we have 10 nominees. I still wish they'd go back to 5, but it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon. So here we go. The 10 nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. Way too many nominees, but what do I know? So Everything Everywhere All at Once should be a pretty easy winner here. There shouldn't be too much suspense or drama. If there would be an upset, it would probably be All Quiet on the Western Front, which did fantastic at the BAFTAs. It's really the only thing that would make sense to me as an upset, but it's a bit of an uphill climb. It is a war film and an international film, and it just seems like Everything Everywhere has all the momentum right now, and I'm picking that, and I would be pretty surprised if it didn't win. So those are all my picks in all 23 categories for the Oscars. Like I said, I'm shooting for 18 out of 23 this year because it's a really tough year. So hopefully I will be able to pull that off, but I'm not counting on it. I would definitely be shocked if I only missed 2 like I did last year. That would be a great achievement. So as always, thanks very much for your support. I know this is a longer video, and there's definitely some movie reviews coming up soon, probably next week. Thanks for watching.